Hi crew, the help here. Miles Stairs Wick Shop, wickshop.com. Today we're going to take a look at and unbox and test a Alpaca TS-909 kerosene cooker. This is an 8500 BTU cooker with a capacity of about a gallon of 1K kerosene fuel, and it gives it about 16 hours of cook time. These are pretty nice, and we have had them on the shelf for a while, and we haven't had a chance to test them, so we figured we'd do an unboxing, a little testing video, and then we will go ahead and use this throughout the summer for our camping adventures and get back to you with a long-term review. So with that, let's go ahead and get it unboxed and take a look at what we've got. Out on the table here, we can see these are packaged pretty well. They come in a nice sturdy box, generally with 3 big staples in the top. This one only had 2, but that's okay. The box was pretty well sealed. I like to use this gargantuan screwdriver to get that opened up, get those off of there. As we get this opened up, you'll see that it's pretty solid, pretty well packed in there. The box is pretty thick. They've got a little bit of extra cardboard here on the top, and you can see where the little flanges to hold the pot have sort of dug into that, so it's definitely done its job, which is nice. It comes packaged in this nice bag inside the box, which keeps everything nice and clean, all the dust off. And this one is open at the bottom, which I think all of them are, if you just pull it out here, which we will here in a second now that we've got the box out of the way. Go ahead and pick it up and pull it out and set it down, and that bag is actually open on the bottom, which is great. So if you do open the box right side up, the bag there will be pretty easy to take off, as you'll see here in a second. And underneath the cooktop, they do have some instructions here. A little multi-page accordion fold. Tells you a little bit about the heater. And the old 808, this is basically just an updated version of the 808. Wicks are the same, and they put out about the same amount of heat. And there's quite a bit in here. This might be a little overwhelming, but it's not that difficult to run one of these. But they do give a pretty good parts diagram and some ideas of how everything works. They also come with a nice warning, a little warning here to use only 1K, K1 clear kerosene is recommended for outdoor use only. Honestly, you can get away with red dye in these. I mean, you're probably not going to be using them indoors. I wouldn't suggest that. I know in Asia they do, but I wouldn't suggest using it in a modern American or European house inside with either clear K1 or red dye kerosene in it. But the red dye kerosene will work. K1 is probably your best choice. And zooming in a little bit here, we can get a better idea how things go together. Here's your all-metal catalytic converter. This is what turns the unburned gases into burned gases, and it does a pretty good job. A little wick rise action here. You can use these as a heater in an emergency. You just need a dry 1 foot by 1 foot paver stone. Make sure it's dry to sort of diffuse and reflect the heat out into the house. The cooktop sets on a little groove on top, so just set it down and give it a little wiggle and it'll stay in place. There really isn't much for controls on this, just a easy to read fuel gauge, this nice knob, and this half-turn fuel cap. Turn it about halfway, and you'll see it stop and pops right off there. It's pretty easy to get off and on. So let's get it outside and get it fueled up and let the wick drink up some of the fuel. We'll give it a light and maybe cook an egg over it. And as you see, the fuel gauge works pretty well on these, and a full load is a gallon of K1 clear kerosene. With the heater fueled, give it 10 to 15 minutes for the fuel to reach the top of the wick. With the wick extended all the way up, tip your catalytic converter back and light your wick with a match. After replacing the catalytic converter, give it a wiggle to make sure it's in place. These stoves burn so clean that it's hard to see the flame in broad daylight, and there's no smell whatsoever. In just a couple of minutes, our favorite pan is up to temperature and ready to cook. A little bit of butter and some heat and time, and we should be ready for an egg. I like to use cast iron on these because it's a little bit more resilient and forgiving than aluminum pans on a cooktop with an open flame. Cast iron is really designed for that and seems to work really well in that capacity. Just a couple minutes later, our butter is melted and it's time to add our egg. And that's pretty much it. These are not particularly difficult to use. There's not a lot of moving parts. There's not a lot to go wrong. They're not particularly expensive, but I'll go ahead and put links for both the wick and the cooker down in the description and let y'all take a look at it if you guys have one, or if you're looking to buy one, I can definitely recommend them. So thank you all and have a great day.